Did you know that there are so many different things that you can do with a music degree? It's this understood thing that that musicians, it's very hard to make it as a musician, that only the top 1% can make it. I disagree with that. There are a bunch of things you can do with music and not necessarily with performing that are very solid careers that are meaningful work, and yeah, you can get a job doing it. So first we think about professional musicians who are going and performing in different places. Now, the top 1% has their manager and goes touring and has albums out and things like that, and all over the world going and doing their music. Most of us are not in the 1% of musicians, and so you can still have a beautiful career in music, but maybe not do it 100% of the time. So a lot of performers are also teaching, which I think it makes them better performers to be a teacher. So teaching private lessons or teaching in public school or private school, teaching college level. There's lots of professors out there. There's a whole bunch of different ways that you can be a performer slash teacher and really make it. There is a music therapist. So I think I told you guys in the last one that I went to an explorers program at Dorothea Dix where we got to explore the different therapies that they offered at Dorothea Dix, and music was one of those. And so I have a family member who is a music therapist, and then we have a teacher at the school who's a music therapist. And music therapists, people are always looking for music therapists, hospitals and facilities, treatment facilities, and mental health places. All different types of facilities need that type of therapy. So they'll bring in their guitar or something and then sing with people who are hurting or in treatment or whatever. And it's really meaningful work. And usually music therapists are brought on full time or at least part time and able to fit it with something else. There is the music industry itself. So if you wanted to own your own label or to be a manager of a musician, or you wanted to have your own recording studio, there's a lot of really good music business degrees out there. So you're still getting the music side of it, so the theory and the ear training and the applied instrument and stuff, but then you're also getting the business part, which I think everybody who's involved in music or any performing arts should have some business in their background, or at least take a few classes. But Appalachian, where I went for undergrad, they have a wonderful music business program, and they have a really, really good recording studio. So if you ever need to record, I know it's not that close to here, but if you ever need to go, you can always reserve the room, and then somebody will record for you for a lot less money than you would get for someone who's doing this as their career. Yeah. So there is music industry. There's also musicology. Musicology is more of like the research academic side of music. So writing papers and like what you would see a scientist doing, like researching and coming up with new concepts. And so it can be related to music history or music theory or geography. I mean, it could be a whole bunch of different things. And so musicologists sometimes are connected to a college or a library or something where they get to do their research, and maybe they're teaching as well. And so that's a really, if you're interested in music theory or even composition, that is a really good degree. Speaking of composition, to be a composer, so you could, like somebody I know, move to LA and compose for movies and stuff like that. You never know, and a good way to kind of get your name out there is just get on YouTube, get on something, social media, where you can start showing your stuff. Now we have two teachers at our school who are composers, and so they want composing completely different things, but they put their stuff out there. And again, as you know, as you just heard, that sometimes with this music stuff, though, you have to piecemeal your career together. So you might have to do a few things at the same time. So you might be teaching as well as doing research, or you might be teaching as well as doing music therapy, or you might be teaching as well as performing, or you might be doing music therapy and performing. It's kind of an exciting life because you get to do a whole bunch of different things and meet a whole bunch of different people. And Yeah, it's just a kind of a wide array of stuff if you have that degree. I'm trying to think of any. So I've said composer. Oh, conductor. So, if you want to conduct a big group like a chorus or a choir or a orchestra or a band or anything like that, there are conducting degrees out there. Now, it's a music education degree, but you solely focus on the conducting part of it. And again, there's different levels of that. There's professional, like Robert Shaw and his chorus, or amateur, like a community group. So, or it could be like middle school or elementary school chorus. Those are different things. Talking about choirs, you can also go the sacred music degree. So working with choirs or playing the organ or playing for a church. Again, a lot of musicians, a lot of pianists out there also do that on the weekends or on Sundays and Wednesdays, and that supplements their career. Um, yeah, there's just a ton of things. So when somebody says you can't, this isn't a secure career, you can't do anything, I beg to differ. There are a ton of things that you can do. You just have to be creative, and you are your product, right? You're selling yourself, so you have to be able to have some business knowledge, and you have to value yourself, and you can do whatever you want. All right, I will talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.